Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the most, Avery LR32 here, bringing you guys a brand new deck profile. And I just want to say right now, I got to give credit to Doug Zeef on TCG Player. Fantastic deck. I saw the article earlier this afternoon, and I was like, oh my god, I have to build this and show this to all my subscribers and get a bunch of more subscribers because I'm a support. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a support. But really, I did want to show you guys this deck because Doug Zeef, the writer on TCG Player that put out this deck list, said that he's been running Crystal Beast on and off for years. That's right, for years. And he said that to a Crystal Beast player that's been playing the deck for years, this is a completely different deck. I do have some cards here in the side deck. These are just some cards that he thought about running but didn't. He said that you could run Full House because you're always having the Crystal Beast in your back row. So you could just target 2 of those and then 3 set spell traps on the field and destroy them. He said he's not running Crystal Release right now because it is a good card, but right now it's just not the right time for it. And he said same thing with Crystal Abundance. He said if you have 4 more Crystal Beasts in your spell and trap card zone, then you're already winning most likely because of Ancient City Rainbow Ruins. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. Pretty much just like I said, this is just a completely different outlook for Crystal Beast. Like he's using Mist Valley Falcon, which is actually a really nice tech. He's also using Zephyros, but we'll get into all that as we get to it. Same thing with Instant Fusion. But to start off with the Crystal Beast lineup, we have 3 Sapphire Pegasus, 3 Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle, and only one Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. Why? Here's the problem. He said that if you draw into Ruby Carbuncle, you're pretty much just going to lose. You've just lost. And especially if you're running a playset, which is what most Crystal Beast decks use, they'll run a full playset, and just opening up with 2, he said you might as well just scoop and go to game 2. Like just go straight to the scoop phase. Don't even bother with it because opening up a Ruby Carbuncle is just so bad. But with Sapphire Pegasus, he even said, Sapphire Pegasus is like the best one out of all of them, and then all the others just seem to be meh. And that's why you also run Mist Valley Falcon, because this card cannot declare an attack unless you return 1 card you control to its owner's hand. So Sapphire Pegasus pops, goes to the back row, summon Mist Valley Falcon, attack with a free 2000, put back Sapphire Pegasus in your hand, next turn summon it, put either a Cobalt Eagle or even the Ruby Carbuncle that you have yet to draw into your spell and trap card zone if you hadn't placed it already when you first summoned the Sapphire Pegasus. So yeah, these are all the Crystal Beasts that you run. That's it. It's a total of 13 monsters. You only really need 1 Carbuncle so that you don't draw into it. The 3 Cobalt Eagle, most of you guys should all know what these cards do, but in case you don't, you can target a face-up Crystal Beast card you control. You can return that target to the top of the deck, and then if this face-up card is destroyed, you place it in your spell and trap card zone instead. You're most likely not going to be using Cobalt Eagle's effect. I mean, if you really need to, like for whatever reason, put 1 from your back row on the top of your deck if you need to. But really, he's just there as a wind for Divine Wind of Mist Valley, because you can just use Cobalt Eagle's effect and target himself, return it, and then use Divine Wind of Mist Valley's effect. And then he's also a target for Lightning Chidori, which is really, really nice. But yeah, so anyways, moving on. Then for your non-Crystal Beasts, we have 1 Zephyros the Elite, 3 Mist Valley Falcon, and 2 Summoner Monk. Zephyros the Elite because since he's in your grave, as you guys know, you pay 400 and then you can return a card. The big hint on that word is return, or on that effect, I'm sorry, is return. So you can return any of your Crystal Beasts you want to reuse, more specifically Sapphire Pegasus, put it back in your hand, bada bing bada boom, you got it back in your hand, special summon the Zephyros, then you can normal summon the Pegasus, put a Crystal Beast into your spell and trap card zone, and then you can exceed up into whatever it is you need. And then, like I said, the Mist Valley Falcons just go along well with the Divine Wind of Mist Valley. You can have this on board, play Mist Valley Falcon, return a Cobalt Eagle on your side of the field, or I think even in your back row, even though it's counted as a continuous spell. So I don't think it would work with Divine Wind of Mist Valley, but if you have the Cobalt Eagle on your side of the field, you can just succeed into Lightning Chidori or bounce it back to your hand, use Divine Wind of Mist Valley's effect. Summoner Monk, pretty much just to pitch any dead spells you might have in your hand. More specifically, Instant Fusion, because he did say that you do kind of have to run 3, because he's never used the 3rd, and he's rarely ever used the 2nd one in testing. He's mostly just used the 1 to play out Mebulus. And then you can always just use the second or third one if they're dead to discard them with Summoner Monk's effect to get out, like, say, Sapphire Pegasus and pitch something. For the spells, of course, we've got the 3 Ancient City Rainbow Ruins, 3 Crystal Beacon, and 3 Crystal Promise. Rainbow Ruins, it makes the world go round in Crystal Beast. Beacon, because you can dump Crystal Beast into your spell and trap card zone pretty easily, so Beacon isn't really ever that dead, and it gives you a free special summon, so you can just play out Ruby Carbuncle and just start going ham. And then Crystal Promise, you target a Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap card zone and special summon it, just another way to get out Carbuncle or possibly anything else you might need. Sapphire Pegasus to dump something else. So, like I said, this deck is all about speed. You can use Promise to just get back Sapphire Pegasus, put one in your spell and trap card zone. Then you also have Summoner Monk to put another one in your spell and trap card zone. Like, it's all about speed here. Divine Wind of Mist Valley, you would think that this would conflict with Rainbow Ruins, but it really doesn't. It gets the job done. It does what it needs to do. It opens up a lot of great plays. And then we have 2 Forbidden Lance, 3 Instant Fusion. I already went over just to summon Mevalus. And one other quick thing about Mevalus is that it's a level 4 wind, so again, Lightning Chidori target, and it can be bottomless. They have to torrential it because it's only 1300. And then we have 3 MST, 2 Pot of Duality, and only 2 Upstart Goblin to round off the spells. You really don't need 3. You don't want to have that uphill battle to grind against with your opponent having an additional 3,000 life points potentially. And then for the traps, just 2 Fiendish Chain, 3 Reckless Greed, because you're constantly going to have stuff in your back row. So you really can't run that big of a back row. But we are going to hoe ban a little bit here. And then for the extra deck, we have 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Diamond Dyer, 1 Digesto Emerald, 1 Cowboy, 1 Extinction Knight, because it's Extinction Knight. 1 Ice Beast Xeraphon, Wing Beast, so you can make this with 2 Cobalt Eagles, or you can make this with Zephyros and a Cobalt Eagle. Yeah. Oh, and Mevalus, forgot about that. Knew that there was another one in here. 1 Level of Chain, 2 Lightning Chidori, 1 Honor Arc, 1 Utopia, 1 Black Ship, 1 Papilla Operative, and 2 Mevalus. That's pretty much everything for the deck, you guys. Lightning Chidori is just like a Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. I mean, it's so good, especially in this deck, just being able to return stuff. Okay, you guys, sorry about that. I'm back. I don't know what happened with the recording there. The recording just kind of stopped, and I was like trying to figure out what was going on. And I saw the time was clicking down, so I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, guys, just long story short, this is the deck. Let me know about what you guys think in the comments below. I really like this deck a lot. I really want to get around to testing it. Am I going to be taking this to a regional anytime soon? No, definitely not. I'm definitely not a Crystal Beast player, but it's definitely something fun. You know, ever since like watching the show as a kid, I've always seen Crystal Beast. I'm like, oh my god, they're so cool, and they just have a really neat concept behind them as well. And just the possibilities with this deck are just endless. Like, this is just a completely different concept we've never seen before. So if you guys enjoyed, a like or favorite would be appreciated. Share this with your friends, your family, and all your friends that play Crystal Beast, and even those that don't play Crystal Beast. You know, give them something to chew on other than crappy meta Fire Fist. I'm just kidding. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, rate, comment, most importantly, subscribe.